Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, February 4th, 2022. Four killed in IED attack on a vehicle in Wajir. This article is taken from Iran. Four people were killed Wednesday when a vehicle they were using ran over a bomb that had been set on the road in Andaki, Wajir County. The four were traveling in a Land Cruiser and are believed to have been carrying foodstuffs when the vehicle ran over an improvised explosive device, IED. Police said the incident happened at about 11 a.m. at Erga along Wajir Guerrille Road, Wajir South, and not far from the porous Kenya Somalia border. Outgoing Northeastern Regional Police Boss Rono Bune said response teams were on the ground pursuing those behind the latest incident. All the four occupants died. Our teams are on the ground pursuing those behind it, but we call for support from locals, he said. Police suspect the explosion was set up by Al-Shabaab militants operating in the area. The incident comes 3 days after at least 10 passengers were killed and many others injured in a similar incident along the Arabia-Mandera highway. The Matatu was ferrying an unknown number of passengers to Mandera town on Monday when it ran over an IED. The terrorists have been attacking areas in Mandera, Wajir, and Garissa counties after breaching security zones. This has left dozens of civilians and security officials dead and wounded. The terrorists have been planting explosives on the routes used by the security agencies. They have also been targeting communication masts in their attacks. I think a communication mast is a cell phone tower. There are concerns the persistent attacks are grounding operations in the region. Transport has been grounded as there are few movements in fear of attacks. Police have been mounting operations in the areas to deter further attacks. This has affected, among others, the education sector, forcing tens of teachers who are non-locals, to flee. This is in Kenya, by the way. The border region has borne the brunt of repeated attacks from the militants who are at times aided by locals. The area is near the Somalia border, and the militants usually cross at will and stage attacks before escaping back. Who's to keep these Al-Shabaab insurgents from going to the capital of Nairobi and committing a suicide attack with 3 different bombers, killing 60 people, or whatever, or IEDs in Kenya instead of, well, this was in Kenya. It was just at the border of Somalia. So this shows that Al-Shabaab is affecting Kenya, as other articles a couple of other articles I went over showed. As it said about a week ago, 10 people in the same region were killed by Al-Shabaab. So I think they were shot by ambush. But the only thing that is going to stop, and the insurgency in Somalia, the only thing I think that compares with it is the one in Nigeria. But the one in Somalia, someone told me today, who's from Somalia, that 50% of Somalia is controlled by Al-Shabaab. If this is the case, it lets us see how they're making their money. If you control half a country, you control half the economy. You know, maybe not quite that much, but you can make a lot of money. So they're making money. I mean, I don't know exactly how, but you have to assume that they're making money from this. So what you have to do, one thing you have to do to these insurgencies is take away their ability to make money. Then they won't be able to buy weapons and ammunition, etc. and live and just live, but the only way that you can stop this insurgency, especially in Mogadishu, in such a built-up area, is if you have, I keep saying it, enough boots on the ground. And in this situation, I'm talking about police force. I'm talking about detectives, spies, everybody, and mainly the military. And what you need to do in Somalia is have enough people, and I'm talking a lot of people. I'm not talking about 20,000 troops for such a large area, and with such an insurgency, 50% of the country maybe. You're talking 100, 200,000. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to do the math. Somebody's going to have to do the research. You're going to have to get with law enforcement, intelligence, like, whoever their intelligence apparatus is or agency is, military intelligence. They need to all come together and figure out how many people they need, where they're going to get them, and where they're going to place them. And basically, they need to be placed everywhere in the country. And as I've been saying, Kenya needs to get on board. It's a part of Kenya's problem. So Kenya needs to get on board. I mean, and Kenya needs to send troops to Somalia. They need to get together. And I've talked to people in Somaliland. They're saying they're at peace or whatever. No, you need to go over and help out your brothers. Now, if they don't want you there, then that's another thing. If the blood is that bad, then I understand it. But people who can help out in that part of the Horn of Africa need to go. They need to send their young people there to help out with that insurgency. And I've already given the recommendation in the case of Somalia. You need to come up with a compulsory military service. All young people, 18 years to whatever, get them a gun and get them on the streets patrolling, and this insurgency will be over in a year.